Otter Creek Town Hall still locked. Not a single resident has been inside that the residents know of. We know Russ The Suss and Tricky Richard have been inside taking out documents by the wagon load. Nobody knows yet where those documents went or what those documents were about, but we hope to find out in court. Not a single resident has been able to return their overdue books, and we know how Otter Creek loves to give late fees, especially when they send me bills that arrive in the mail after their due date. Who knows what's going to happen with the library fines? There's murmuring that the new council, they're going to hold an emergency meeting to try and open this town hall back up for the people. The biggest question on everybody's mind is how can a town of 100 people hold an election and almost 2 months later, we still don't have a mayor in place? We have a carried over interim mayor. And we understand why the legal advice was to actually carry him over as interim, because we don't have the elected mayor. Keep in mind, Don in the last meeting tried to nominate Russell yet again as mayor. Don doesn't agree with Russell on anything. Don actually threatened to sue Russell and the town well before I have. And yet all of a sudden Don comes up and wants to nominate Russell as mayor. The other candidates want Therese, who was in Israel, who booked this trip 8 months ahead of time with thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars invested into this trip, in which Russ the Suss, illegally canceled the meeting where a new mayor would have been nominated, and then illegally scheduled another meeting where the new mayor should have been voted in and yet couldn't because she was out of the country. What's Russ the Suss doing while he's interim mayor? Well, number one, he should have a job posting already for the new town clerk. Does he? Nope. Not a single person has seen it in the Chiefland Citizen paper, which the Chiefland Citizen paper has already run a front page story on the corruption and the backhand dealings of Otter Creek. The dysfunction, which is out of control, which our interim mayor just goes on to prove how dysfunctional he truly is. Has he opened town hall so people can pay their water bills? No, that hasn't happened either. Has anybody even read the meters? Don't know about that one. Will anybody actually get a bill? Well, every time I get a bill, it's past the due date. So I'm going to guess that everybody this next month, if we even get a bill, it's going to be past the due date, which means everybody in Otter Creek is funding Russ the Suss's corruption. What's been the response to my lawsuit? Absolutely nothing. They legally have 20 days to respond to the lawsuit. Initially, they had 30 days to respond to the records request. It went over 60 days before I filed lawsuit. And honestly, it's been over 3 years before I've received anything whatsoever. And now they have 3 days. As of right now, 3 days, because May 29th, 2023 will be Memorial Day. That's the day they must have a filed response. And yet, nothing. Literally nothing. Proving yet again, this mayor is begged the people he serves to sue. I've proven over and over again, number one, that Mary Math is scary, has lied to me repeatedly. She is a pathological liar. Now, I believe everything flows from leadership. I've proven as well that Russell is a pathological liar. And we've even flashed back 10 years to show that Russell has stated to a previous council who wanted him to clean up his messes that he will never, ever be told what to do with his property. But banks came in and kicked him out of his property because the man can't even handle financial stewardship in his own pocket, let alone the town's pocket. This town is on the brink of bankruptcy. I wonder where all the funds might be going. In quite possibly the most dysfunctional town council you have ever seen or ever will see in your life, the insanity continues in Otter Creek. We're going to flash back yet again. I've shown you a portion of this town hall meeting where Don and Russell butt head to head. We're joining the process where they're talking about removing the AC from the septic tank. Who in their right mind would ever cover a septic tank with an AC, air conditioning unit? And you wonder why these people are so crazy? They're literally sucking in the crap and then spewing it back out. And here comes some more.
We need the okay to go ahead and get prices on moving the air conditioner. It's got to be moved. I have no idea what it'll run into.
Well, to get estimates, you can do estimates without us making a motion. It's once you get an estimate, we have to approve that amount, don't we? Then we have to do that, right?
We'll get some estimates on it and talk about it at the next meeting.
Okay.
They just approved the town clerk, Mary Mathescary, to gain estimates to remove an AC, an air conditioning unit, from a septic field and tank. Why they put it there in the first place, I'll never understand. Maybe they just thought, oh, there's a concrete pad. We can multi-purpose, multi-use it. Kind of explains the mentality of these people in this town, right? Just not all there upstairs. So why would they hire an individual such as Mary Mathescary, who can't do math in the first place, to gain financial information, bids? And then they're going to present the bids to the council, which, by the way, you've seen this already. We have an entire playlist of all the shenanigans of Otter Creek, all the corruption, all the illegal things that they've done. It's in our Otter Creek playlist, and it's all being used as evidence in lawsuits against them. And this is just another thing right here that makes you go, why would they have ever done that in the first place?
Water, we are hooking the filters up. Should put them in service tomorrow. If nothing else don't go wrong. So that's where we at with that. We need to talk about
Spit it out, Russell. Come on, you can do it. Use your words. Water. No, we need to talk about that door. I've made multiple motions to get that door greased, oiled, WD-40, PB blastered. I don't care what we do. Change out the hinges. Somebody take care of the door. These filters that they're talking about replacing. This is what they did when they stole water from me. Most people's lines in Otter Creek, their water line, it's about that long. In comparison, mine is, well, I don't want to be telling fish tales, but let's just say it's as long as my driveway. It's long. It's big. It's huge without the H. And so when they shut the system down and they don't have any backflow preventers, they don't have any check valves, it siphons my water back and forth through a meter. When the water goes back through the meter does not register back numbers. It doesn't go in reverse. But when the water goes through it again, it absolutely does. It checks it back up. And so I'm being charged over and over and over again for the same water running through my lines. They utilized money from a huge grant they received. And doing so, they put in new filters because the water is horrible. The water still to this day does not meet state standards. No one in Otter Creek should be drinking that water. And if you talk to the residents of Otter Creek, they'll show you, literally show you the damage the water does. Some of them will show you the damage of their teeth, the damage of their skin. And so they put in these filters, but yet they didn't have pumps that were strong enough to push the water through the filters. So then they had to put in pumps. And then they updated antiquated parts of the system, whereas other parts of the system are completely and totally deteriorated. I mean, it's literally painting a turd gold and going, here you go. Here's a gold nugget. Painting a turd gold doesn't make it gold. It's still worthless. And what has it done? It's stolen water and money from the residents of Otter Creek.
Update on the pipeline from Ross. They have got an amendment. I mean, they had to give it a name to start applying for money. And The name of it is gonna be Orcasassy Water and Wastewater Cooperative. Now, to start applying for that money, every community has got to do a resolution.
Spending all that grant money to get water from Bronson would have been a whole lot of a better decision. Bronson actually has clean water. That's a good thing. But as I've shown in the past already, the fire chief of Chiefland, it's Chiefland, he's a fire chief. I know, I see the irony in it too. But he is the Chiefland fire chief, came to the town hall and told the council specifically Russell killed the deal with getting clean water from Chiefland. And Russell got his feathers all rustled up because he tried to deny, he tried to claim victim, he tried to point and say it was other people doing other things. The fire chief was very clear. It was because of you. You only approved the people and the residents of Otter Creek paying a portion of the bill for water that the people in Chiefland are paying. Can you imagine Chiefland coming to you and saying, hey, we want to bring you fresh water, and you going, great, I only want to pay a percentage of what you charge your people in Chiefland for. And they laugh at you going, excuse me? We're trying to help you, and you're not even willing to help yourself? Well, here's my fear. That Russ The Suss is going to damage this opportunity for fresh water with Bronson as well. Why? Because I believe he needs this false image of power as mayor for a couple different things. Number one, we know he clearly doesn't want anybody to ever tell him to clean up his messes. Number two, I believe he needs the power and authority. There's some things that adult favors. Let's just keep it at that, okay? We'll keep it at adult favors. There are things that we've been told by the residents, but yet they are not willing to actually record for YouTube yet. But we believe he utilizes it inappropriately over other individuals, which is why some people get past due notices and shut off notices, and other people get nothing, because there have been favors traded for that. So there's a couple reasons why I think he may try and actually sabotage this deal as well. He's done it in the past. What's to say he's not going to do it in the present?
And this resolution is only to start applying for that money. It's probably going to change a little bit. Everybody should have a copy of it. Mm-hmm. It will probably change a little bit before everything is said and done.
Stuart, yeah.
Oh, we were so close to Mary actually doing a job to completion for once. Everybody having documentation except for Stuart. Yeah, that's his name. Mary, Stuart. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is real. 100% real. And so many people actually watch these videos and go, these are paid actors. Oh, how I wish that's what it was. How I wish that's what it was. But it's real and it's scary.
Yeah. It's just a little basic general resolution.
So this is what we're passing here, a resolution on?
Yes.
On the agreement?
Mm-hmm. On the agreement.
Certainly you read it, right, too, because you can't just vote us
I was looking for the resolution
No,
number.
we have the,
163.1.
we don't have the actual resolution.
What? Okay, you all have the resolution in front of you. Whoops, Stuart doesn't have the resolution. Oh, by the way, that's not the resolution. Okay, what kind of circus show is going on here? Side ring over there, side ring over there. I can't even begin to explain this. I can't even begin to explain it. You've got the resolution. Stuart doesn't have the resolution. Can I look at yours as Russ The Suss? Well, you don't really have the resolution. And Don's about to go off going, listen, you can't vote on this when we haven't read it. We didn't even get it. And now we're finding out they don't have it anyway. What they have is what? What is it? What is Russ The Suss trying to slide under the radar in a nomination in the town council? What now? What are these people up to?
Is that good?
Yeah.
Somebody make that
I
motion?
make a motion that we join a
Second. Everybody's in favor. Okay, everybody's in favor.
We should have got these papers, you know, more than 2 days ago or 3 days ago. It's pretty
We
comprehensive.
didn't get it,
on
we
that.
didn't get it from Mrs. Price.
We shouldn't have to
Okay.
vote on it so soon, you know? Have you read it?
Yep, I surely have.
Look at Russ the Suss lying, saying that he can read. This is the same guy that has a post up on a door that says the meeting's canceled because of an emergency. I got a feeling he don't know how to read, because this is what he said to Channel News 20 afterwards.
Can you repeat that one more time?
If it's not an emergency, there ain't no clerk, there ain't no show.
Do you guys follow sunshine laws? Because that is something that needs to be.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
We have to follow the sunshine laws. Yes, we follow the sunshine laws.
Yeah, I got down there. And I might want to, I want to mention this so that everybody can be starting to think about it. Along with this, when they start applying for money, we can apply for a grant to put in a sewer system. Or actually, it won't be putting the sewer system in here. They're gonna pump the water, the wastewater from Cedar Keys here to Bronson and have a central system up there. Treat the water and then either put it on a farmer's field or do whatever they do with it.
If that's the case, I make a motion that we don't get bids for moving the AC over the septic tank, because currently the septic is taking care of all of Mary's poo, and now we're going to have an actual wastewater line. Now, the reality is this: Bronson's running the line to Cedar Key, and Otter Creek's in the middle. There's a hope that we can tap into this, because they're going to do it anyway. But again, the fear is Russ the Suss is going to destroy this. Mary was going to destroy it. She's out of the picture now, but she's not out of the legal consequences of what she's done. So the reality is this: we can keep the AC unit on the septic tank. We don't need it anymore. Let's just leave that AC unit right there and all the poo, because everybody knows Otter Creek is a bit of a poo show as it is anyway.
That ain't something that's gonna happen tomorrow.
No.
It's gonna be a while.
Okay, move the AC unit then. I was just trying to save the town some money. They got a huge lawsuit.
So don't get your hopes up on hooking up the city sewer.
You killed hope in Otter Creek long ago, Russ the Suss. But don't worry, it's being resurrected. Hope is coming back.
So that's enough of that. Old business.
Yeah, I have something for old business. Old business, I mean, 20 minutes ago. You, Mr. Warren, you suggested that we make a motion and vote on it. And we made the motion and voted on it. The motion did not carry, but then they went through with it anyway. How does that work? I don't understand that. Could you explain it to me?
Well, yeah, I can explain it very easily, I think.
So again, I ask the looming question. If Don disagrees with everything Russell says, everything Russell does, Don disagrees with the lawyer, why did Don nominate Russell as mayor in this last town hall council where one of the council members was in Israel? Why would he do such a thing? You have to keep asking yourself why. Why? It doesn't appear that he wants power. Not that there's any power in the position of mayor. I mean, it's a town of 100 people. The town is dead. It can be alive again. It needs the right leadership to do that. But there's no power involved in that position. And Don, if he wanted that power, that false power in that position, he would not have nominated Russell. Maybe because he knows Russell won't make him clean up his yard. That could be a possibility. Maybe, I don't know. I still believe there's something I've yet to uncover.
The appointment process went ahead. It's that simple.
That's simple. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
the
you.
fact that you make a motion doesn't accomplish anything. The motion has to be voted on
wasn't. But they,
Any other old business?
yes, there is. The insurance claim for the water plant damage, what do we stand on that?
It's in process.
It's in the process.
In other words, Mary didn't do anything with it yet. You've seen the heaps and piles of just paperwork all over that office. And that's not an office, that is town hall. Remember, town hall is in the library. Between those four walls, that's town hall. It just happens that Mary has a desk in there. If you could ever see it, if you could ever find it. And who knows what Mary does anyway? And who knows what she didn't do? Well, what we know right now is she didn't do anything on this insurance claim with the water plant. And why aren't the people hearing about this? What has this damage to the water plant done to the water for the people? What has it done in regards to my personal water usage? Is that why I was charged for 17,700 gallons? Is that why other people are being overcharged and stolen from as well? I'd like to know, wouldn't you?
Also on the, we had Stevenson come out and do a $400 assessment.
That's the cheapest one we could get.
Okay, but I don't recall it even being brought up here. Who approved of that? You're gonna say it was an emergency and you had to do it?
Nope, I don't
But how
have to.
come-
I don't have to have an emergency to spend $500.
You got to make up an emergency to cancel a council meeting because you don't want to give up that mayoral position.
Can you repeat that one more time?
It was not an emergency.
But you
We've been talking about this septic tank for the past 4 months. Not working.
But you haven't asked the council about anything, about approving that, or, that's our job, Mr.
Okay,
Mayor.
we
Our
got
job.
we got a bathroom here that nobody could use. What do we do?
That's not
We
the
send them
point.
out there behind the bush?
No, apparently you lock the entire building down and don't let any of the residents in anyway. So does it really matter? Because not a single resident has been back in there yet. Mary must have had a huge emergency in there.
It was not an emergency. There ain't no clerk. There ain't no sheriff.
No, that's not the way this should be taken care of. You understand my point?
I am not buying that. We
to
had,
Otter
we
Creek.
had, we had to get the bathroom going. There ain't but 2 people that does it.
And they did nothing to get it going. It got going by itself. It wasn't like an
They pumped
emergency.
it.
They pumped the tank out. It had never been pumped out since it's been put there. Which was
1974.
1974.
I think this entire council needs to be pumped out. Maybe some prune juice. Maybe it's time for some Metamucil. Jesus and Metamucil. 2 things that'll change your life forever. They need both.
It needed to be pumped.
Okay, also, since we're on old business, how come you stripped all of the department heads of their responsibilities and you encompassed it all?
Everybody needs to be taking care of everything. If you see anything
For
wrong,
35 years that we're
bring it up
different,
to me.
and then all of a sudden, you run it all and we just sit here and listen. Okay, that's the explanation that you're gonna give us, I have to accept it. Whether I like it or not, it's another thing.
Here's what Don is addressing. Russell actually stripped department heads. Those are the words he said, okay? So it used to be you have a 5-member council over different areas. You hear water talked about, parks and recreation, which there isn't. They ripped that all out. You've got maintenance. I mean, it could go on and on and on, right? Those 5 council members would be over different areas. What Russell did is went, nope, it's me. It's only me. It's only the Russ The Suss. And rumors are that Russ was trying to actually disband an entire council and make it only about a mayor. In other words, only about him. In other words, nobody knows any information. In other words, there's no accountability whatsoever. In other words, Russell can do anything with the money, with the funds, with the spending, with the finances. Nobody knows anything. You get where this is headed? You see what is so concerning about Otter Creek? You see why this man should never, ever be in a public office and why he probably and hopefully will be behind bars?
Got anything else?
I'm gonna hold off. I need to say something for next meeting.
Food, Kelly, y'all got anything?
No, you covered the filters and the drain field and all. I'm good.
New business. Public comment.
So, any new septic system is going to be permitted correctly, because you can't tie into this one anymore.
If
You
we
can't
have,
modify it.
ain't nothing wrong with the septic tank. If we have to get drain field, we go up there and get a drain field
Right.
permit.
With a lift station.
Yes. Why would we do anything without getting a permit? There is a lot of people in this town that's doing stuff without permits,
There is.
but we're not gonna be one of them.
A little more explanation is needed here because the town is in charge of compliance, potentially permitting, and Russ gives permits and compliance to those he wants and denies it to those he doesn't, who he has a personal vendetta against. For example, if I wanted to build a house right now, Russell would try and deny that. Now, he'd be scared to death to do that right now because he's so often, when there's a conflict, he says, sue us. And he knows the people of the town, they can't afford it, except he knows I can. So there's a fear of me, but this is an individual that he's talking to right now where he pulled and denied the permit. There was another person in the mayoral position. That person stepped down to run for commissioner and failed miserably. And Russell came in and then denied and pulled that permit from this individual in regards to, yep, you got it, plumbing and septic. And here this individual is challenging Russ The Suss. And this is what this is really about, a personal conflict where he allowed personal things to come into play and he pulled a residence permit. How more shady can it get?
I would hope not.
He wouldn't revoke his own permit.
Yeah, he wouldn't revoke his own permit.
I think it'd be kind of nice to have some speakers so everybody, including myself, can hear what Mr. Warren says whenever he gives us this advice.
This is an ongoing situation that every 3-year-old can probably fix for town hall, right? There's never been a speaker. There's never been a microphone. What you see on the table is a cassette tape player. Yeah, they're recording with a mini cassette tape player. Ridiculous, I know. But legally, they have to record the meetings, and that's the only way they could figure out how to do it. Anybody in their right mind could have came in here with the laptop, with speakers, with Bluetooth, with press of a button, and had this up and running within mere moments. Even when I take Christian and Patience down to Florida, Christian has begged me, Jeremy, please, I can't take it any longer. Just give me 30 seconds to set this thing up for them. Nope. They made their bed. They got to sleep in it.
Can't hear everything, you don't get the full meaning of what's being said. And I just think we should get some speakers so everybody can hear.
So you wanna wait and make sure that we tell you when we do that and how much money we spend?
I'm sure that was already approved and discussed about a long time ago.
New business, I'd like to make a motion that we have been waiting on for multiple months, is that the application for a helper to Mary.
No.
And Angela, I forget her last name, had put in her application quite some time ago, and we've been waiting now because at the time that I thought it was gonna be approved, the 2 things weren't in the newspaper for 2 months or whatever like that. All that has been done, and I would like to make a motion that we hire Angela to help Mary.
Why? Just why? How about you actually remove Mary and you put somebody in there with a higher IQ who can actually handle the workload? A person such as myself would probably do all the work in town hall within 10 hours or less. Maybe 5 hours or less in any given week. We don't need more people working in town hall. We need the right person working in town hall.
I think you need someone, certainly, I definitely agree that, and if there's a plan going on, then I'll go for it. 'Cause I know you,
Is that second in the motion then?
yes, sir.
Okay, we got a
Does she
motion
still
and a
want
second.
it after all these months?
You what?
Does she still want to do that after all these months?
Yes,
Because I know she's got another job.
yes, she does. I asked her the other day.
We got a motion and a second. Everybody that's in favor of hiring her, I'm in favor.
Do it.
Get that hand up
Yeah.
sooner or later.
I'm just not good enough for anything here in Otter Creek.
Yeah, I asked her, because I didn't know if she was still available or not. I know she has others, but I have to come.
And there you have it. We had 2 town clerks. Actually, 3. Norma's the 3rd.
Ain't no clerk, ain't no show.
And I'm sure none of the 3 ever saw this coming. Corruption being unveiled. But here we are. Otter Creek. Russ the Suss. Mary. Who the Hales knows what's going to happen next? I got a feeling I'm going to be in Florida a lot sooner than I originally planned.